let's have a little bit of positivity, okay? Let's talk about the Detroit Red Wings. Now, if you have been a viewer of this program for at least a year, you would know I have been a bit critical of the Steve Yzerman tenure. I went into this season saying Steve Yzerman should have been fired. And to be honest with you, I still kind of feel that way. But he at least can earn his way back. All right? He can earn his way back in as much as the team can have some success. With that being said, very early into the year, the Red Wings have been a train. So they start the year, they get blown out 5-1 to the Montreal Canadiens. I was not happy. I was like, oh, here we go again. This is going to be it, right? This is going to be my life as a Detroit hockey fan. After that, Tom McClellan, I don't know what the heck he told these guys, but he got them scared straight. I don't know if he told them that they're going to get cut if they ever play like that again, and he's going to find a way to make sure they don't get their guaranteed money. I don't know what he told them, but he managed to motivate these guys to turn it on, and turn it on they did. 6-3 win against Toronto at home. 3-2 win against Toronto on the road. 4-1 win against Florida at home. 2-1 overtime win against Tampa Bay at home. And then a 4-1 win against Edmonton at home. If you missed it, those are all teams that made the playoffs last year. And two of them made the Stanley Cup last year. You trounced the back-to-back Stanley Cup champion team. Granted, dealing with a lot of injuries, but it is what it is. And there's a few reasons for this. Some young talent. Finally, some of the young talent that I have been, told about for years and years, finally coming into play. You got Emmett Finney. You got Sandin Pellikka. You got Brandt Nygaard. Now, granted, both Pellikka and Brandt Nygaard, from a points production perspective, a little quiet, but that's all right. That's all right. They are allowed to do that because they have been insulated by guys like Dylan Larkin, Alex DeBrincat, and Lucas Raymond. Granted, he's been hurt the last couple of games, so we'll see if he'll be back this Wednesday against Buffalo. But look, this Wings team, they're playing well, and I can't deny that. And while it is still early, it does matter to kind of get off on a good note. We saw how last season ended. We talked about the way this team just felt like they quit late in that season, especially after an awful trade deadline. This year, they have brought something. And I don't know if it is just the youthful energy. I don't know if it's the new head coach. Obviously, he was brought in the middle of the season last year. And, finally he has a way to kind of put his program into these guys. It's working so far. I can't deny that. Here's the thing. A lot of times, I've seen this before. Teams will start off hot. They'll look good. And then, that dreaded month, that dreaded time of the year, March. It comes marching, no pun intended, along. And frankly, also underratedly, December is another month that the Red Wings have typically struggled. It's like after Thanksgiving, they just realize, actually, you know what, we're going to start losing games. Hopefully they don't do that. But look, you have to take it just one game at a time, obviously. You got a couple of road games coming up back-to-back nights. You got Buffalo and you got the Islanders. Neither of those teams are very good. I fully expect the Red Wings to be able to at least split those two games. You come back at home to play the Blues. I don't really know what kind of a team the Blues are right now. Still very early for them as well. They were a playoff team last year, but they're kind of a weird team. Then you go back on the road to play the Blues. And you got your California trip with Kings and Ducks on back-to-back nights to end the year. Wow. End the month. This is a interesting young team, needless to say. And if finally the solution is that we just have these young players come up through the prospects, look, I've said it before, I don't really care how it is you build a winning team. But obviously, given we're in year 7? Or I think so. I think it'd be year 7, 2019. Yes, 2026 season. So yeah, this would be 7 years into it. You have to make the playoffs. If you don't make the playoffs, then I don't think anybody would have any excuse. Then you got to fire the coach, right? There's no way. So, or fire the coach, fire the GM. I mean, sure, I guess you can fire the coach too. I guess you don't have to do that. We'll see. And I still, none of these guys, even at the top of their stat sheet, and Larkin and DeBrincat, none of these guys are those superstar difference maker type players that you see on the contending teams, like the Floridas, like the Edmontons, like even the Carolinas and Vegases of the world. None of these guys are at the top level of those teams. But if you can put something together, if you can glue together the right guys, the right fit with the right system, maybe you can get yourself into the playoffs. Hey, Montreal got into the playoffs last year. And, Lane Hudson notwithstanding, they didn't really have anybody that I would say is a, playmaking superstar. Maybe Suzuki. I don't know. Either way, it's not the same as, the McDavids of the world or the Dreisaitl's or what have you. This Red Wings team doesn't have those guys. Maybe they don't need those guys. Maybe they can just win it by grit and toughness and et cetera, Detroit talking points. We'll see. I will say, I doubt that Mason Appleton is going to last as your big-time goal scorer. I mean, heck, speaking of goal scorers, Alex DeBrincat has yet to get a goal all year. He's your second leader in points. So we'll see. It's early, but the early results are good. So I figured I'd give them some credit. See, I'm nice to the Red Wings sometimes. Sometimes. I'm nice when they deserve it. How about that? Hey, YouTube, if you like clips like that, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We've got live shows every Tuesday night. Hope to see you there.